Hi and welcome to this month's tutorial. We're getting patriotic this month and going to make a centerpiece with a couple of baskets and some wonderful glitter picks, some florals and greenery. We even have a sign that says Happy 4th of July that you can use. And I think this month's going to be fun. You can use this for all your Memorial, 4th of July, Veterans Day celebrations. So let's get started. Okay, the first thing that we need to do is prepare our baskets. These are just little basket covers that you normally would put over a fresh flower plant, something like that, but we're going to use these for our centerpiece. And what I like to do is go ahead, I keep a lot of styrofoam in the shop that comes in with some of my packing materials, things like that, just for filler. Then once we get up a little bit higher on the centerpiece here, we're going to use regular desert foam. Let's go ahead and start building this up a little. And to do that, I'm just going to throw some glue in here and start building up our pieces. You see these are just scrap pieces that I like to collect and use when it didn't cost me anything. It's something that came in the mail from something I ordered, right? So we can just take all these little pieces and utilize them. And it's okay to glue all this together. It's just filler. So we don't have to use our expensive styrofoam for this project until we get to the top. Now, if you felt like your arrangement was going to be a little bit top heavy, you could also add some weight in here. I think we're going to be okay with this one because it doesn't have a lot of heavy elements in it, so we're not going to worry too much about that part of it. But you could always add some beads or vase fillers, rocks. Just make sure they don't shake around when you're putting all this together. So you want to glue them and make sure they're not rattling in your arrangement. That would be annoying. This process is time consuming at times because of trying to just piece all this together, but very necessary. And I have a bin over here by my work table that I just collect these little pieces in, and it helps to have them handy whenever you're working on these. So just get that in there. These are all scraps, just collection of scraps that I've pulled off of other projects. Just as a filler. I'll need to cut that one. Once these all get kind of smashed down, they're going to be fine. So let's get this going. Hope you're having a great day today. It's been crazy busy around here. And I'm running a little far behind on getting some of these tutorials done for my group, but thankfully I've got very patient members who wait for me to get things done. Okay, so I think we're going to stop there, and we're going to now use the desert foam to fill in the top part of this. And I just have a sheet of desert foam right here. And the way I like to do this is just to, even if things fall out, you could have done this before, but I like to put my project, my bucket here on top, and you can use a pen or a pencil or something to draw around it. And, or an awl. This is just like a little pick thing. Okay. So we did a pretty good job on this. Nothing fell out when we did that, which is wonderful. Now I'm going to put that aside, and I'm going to heat up my foam cutter. These foam cutters are so good to use. I got this one at Hobby Lobby. Very easy to use. So we'll cut this foam with this. We'll get into a smaller piece first. So I'm just going to get this going here. Just kind of get it where it's cut off. And then take it around. I've stretched this blade out. That's why I'm holding this top part of it. But see, it does a really super job. Okay, let's measure it and see. We probably need to shave a little bit of this off so that it'll go down in. And you can also do it this way. Just give it a good whack, a good whack-a-mole. Okay, perfect. I love it, I love it, I love it. Okay, so I've got just a little bit of overage on this. We can either remove it and trim it down some more, or you can just cut off the top. And I think I'm going to trim it down just a little bit more because I kind of want it to go flush in my container. So we're just going to go around. You can do this on your styrofoam cutter that I was just using. However, my blade wire came off. That's going to require a little bit more work than I want to do right at this moment. So okay, so I think we got it going. Now, this was maybe a little bit too full in here, so we can remove some of that filler stuff just so this will sink down a little bit more. Just take a few pieces off the top, and then we can get a better fit. And now that is perfect. We've got it in there, and I just had to remove a few pieces. Don't throw these away. They're always needed for something else. Okay, now I'm just going to run a bead of glue around the edge here just to seal it up against the basket. All right. And there we have our basket prepared and ready to fill. Let's go ahead and work on our second little basket. Same concept we're going to do here, just filling it with some floral foam, and then we're going to add the glue. So let's just break off a few of these pieces. I'm going to go ahead and draw this one before we get going and fill it up. Okay. Sometimes you can twist it on top to make an indentation. That didn't seem to work very good with this one. So I'm going to draw around my circle. Okay, I've tightened the wire so it won't be loose. And we're going to take this and cut. I'm going to hold it so it won't come loose. I love cutting this styrofoam. I don't know, there's something very satisfying about it. Not sure why, but okay, get that off. Now we can cut our circle. It doesn't have to be perfect as far as the circle itself. Just get it close. We can always trim it up if we need to. Okay. All right, so here's our circle. We're going to throw in, see, this is only a partial thickness, so we need a few more things in the bottom. Three, two, one. All right, let's start filling our little bucket here. Going to add a few little pieces down in the bottom, scraps. And then our basket is ready. And I save all these little pieces right here by my work table. Okay, let's start filling our florals. Okay, this is why I tell you to buy this stuff at Christmas. It's tinsel. It comes in different colors. I like using it for a lot of reasons. One, it's cheap, and it's very festive, and you can use it for a lot of different holidays. So we're going to use it on our baskets for the 4th of July. And all we're going to do is take this around our basket, and I'm going to use some U-pins to anchor it into the styrofoam. So just taking a U-pin and putting it around the edge of our basket. This is a wonderful way to camouflage mechanics and to make it festive and fun at the same time. So a few more of these pins. Now I'm only going to put this around the edge. If we needed to add more in the center, we will later, but I think by the time we add florals to this, it's not going to need that. We're going to do the same thing with this little basket, right around the edge. Now, even though this is a Christmas garland, it works perfectly for the 4th of July or for Patriotic. Okay, we can put that aside. And now we have both of our baskets ready to fill. All right, let's get back to our baskets. They're all prepped and ready to go. My idea for this project is that we're going to have this basket elevated a little bit and cocked to the side coming out of this basket. So to do that, we're going to need to puncture a hole in this bottom. Now you can either do it with a drill or an awl. Let's see, let me get my awl. I organized all my stuff and now I can't find anything. That's how it goes, right? So let me see what I can come up with. Here it is. Okay, so I'm just going to take this in the center. Use the awl, mark your center, and I'm just going to puncture through that hole there, just enough to put. This is a stem from a flower. I try to keep these in my stash so that I can use them for all kind of projects like this. And we're going to glue on the bottom and then push in to our pot, just like that. And I got plenty of glue on there. Don't know that you need that much, but let's see. Kind of spread it out some. Now the reason I like using these is they do bend, so when I put it into my other pot, I can adjust it if I need to because it does bend instead of like a skewer or some kind of stick like that. Okay, here is our other basket. We're going to take it and put it right in the center, but I'm going to bend it once it's in there to the position that I want it in. So I'm going to put some glue on the bottom, and I'm going to center it right in the middle here. Push it in. But then I'm going to tilt it to the sides. I'm just going to take my needle nose pliers. We're just going to bend it. I don't want it a whole lot over, but anyway, there it is. And it just gives it a lot more interest if it's kind of off to the side. And here comes the fun part. We get to start filling it up. All right, let's start with this fabulous bush. This thing has had my heart since I saw it the first time at market, and it's got all the colors of patriotic holidays, and they're very realistic looking. That's what I'm crazy about. So we're going to tear this apart into different pieces. It has ferns, it has little poppies, some daisies, just such a variety of leaves, all kind of wonderful things that I can't wait to see how it's going to look in here. Make sure you fluff out your florals. I am going to use my pick machine to pick these items so they'll pierce through this styrofoam. Put a little glue. And once you get it in there, we can start kind of manipulating these picks. I'm just going around, placing some of these in. All right, let me make sure I'm moving my head, not blocking y'all's view. You can see every single one of these stems has wire, so you can move your flowers around to get them in position. Always check your leaves and make sure they're going the right direction and not upside down. Okay. Move this on the other side. You could do this same concept with any baskets, any colors for, say, a bumblebee or butterflies or any kind of other decor. That you would want. But having this up elevated in that way, it gives you something else interesting to look at besides just flowers. Okay, we're going to work our way around. Now, this is just one pick so far. And now that we've got those 4 picks in, I'm going to go around and just kind of adjust things a little here. Open up all those leaves. So we get good coverage throughout. Perfect. Okay, so I am going to use this other pick. And we're going to put a couple of pieces coming out and down. And then we're going to add some up here as well. So it will require 2 picks. We're just going to break these apart. And these are going to be more toward the edge so that we've got some spillage. So a little bit more interior, but coming over the side. So in other words, we're going to bend that down so it comes like more of a cascade, if you will. And that blue against those red, against the red bucket. Oh my goodness. A very nice contrast. Okay, so let's go around. So I'm going to use 3 pieces coming cascaded down, and I'm just kind of dividing the pot up into those 3 sections. So we have one here. Let's add one here. So I'm going to stick it kind of more into the middle, but cascading down. So it's into the middle toward the stem of the other bucket, but this is coming down. So just use your hands and shape those pieces so that they're curved into this perfect shape. So we've got that, and so the other piece is going to be right into here. Let's see, I think I'm going to use this piece. Again, we have a really good stick that we want to hang on to. And now we're going to come more to the middle and then down. Just play with this greenery, get it moving around where you need it to go. Okay, look what we have so far. I mean, we could stop here. Well, or not. Of course we're not. Of course we're not. We're going to keep going. But look how good this is turning out. Now, we're going to add something to the top. And this is the point where we're going to decide what is our front and what is our back. So for purposes of this project, I have a sign that says Happy 4th of July. So obviously that's going to be facing the front. And then that will be your so-called front side. Now, if you wanted to use this for a different holiday, a patriotic, you could just remove that sign and then either side would be the front. But we're going to pretend this is for the 4th of July. And I'm going to go to my other camera so you can see the side that I've picked to be the front. Okay, I've changed the camera view so you can see this is going to be my front for my 4th of July sign that we're going to use right here. Remember, if you want to use this for another patriotic holiday, all you have to do is just take this sign out. We're just going to put it in. It's going to be easy to remove. I won't glue this. That way, it's easy to take in and out. So it's just going to go right into the top here. Like so. And then it's easy removable because it's not glued. All right, let's put a little bit of this floral in there. Remember, this is removable. We didn't glue it, so you can take it out if you need to. And I had to stop real quick and add some more picks to my pick machine. Took a little break right there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and glue these flowers because they're going to stay. And I'm going to put them right here in the center. And then we're going to make sure they fold down and don't block our sign, you see. We want it to be visible. So all this is going to fold down. And you can move some of these pieces to the back even. So we are going to add a little bit more greenery besides what's here. The main thing when you're positioning your flowers, don't have these in somewhat of a row. You want to just kind of stagger them around so they're not all uniformly next to each other. Just kind of move them until they're a little bit different positions. Okay, the back is just going to be greenery. So we are going to add some other greens. Okay, great. Now we have these green stems here, light green stems. And I'm going to cut these pieces off so we can pick them and put them in. I just like having a little bit of contrast on our greenery. It helps to have different shades of green when you're putting these together. Another really good stick we're going to hang on to. And I am going to go ahead and cut this up while we're at it. This would look really good on a buffet table, a picnic table, anything that you're doing to decorate for a patriotic event. And if you wanted to take this out, this sign, take the sign out and put a flag. So if it was a different holiday than 4th of July, just replace your sign with one of those little flags. You can pick those up just about anywhere. Just taking time to go ahead and pick all of these leaves. Okay, let's go ahead and start placing these in. I love these leaves. I got 3 pieces of this, you know, not really knowing what we would end up using, but I think these 2 pieces are going to be plenty. This is very natural looking leaf too. Add these leaves wherever you think there's a place. You would also could put 3 flags in here, would look really, really good, I think. 3 little small flags for sure would fill that little top basket up. So here I put that leaf in and just let it kind of cascade down. And when you put them up here in the top, let's just make sure they're not covering up our words on our sign. Keep them low enough. When you're working with this top basket, kind of hold on to it just with one hand. All right, let's see. Let's put this. There is no right or wrong way of putting these pieces in, so just go for it. What's the worst that could happen? That you wouldn't like where you put it, and so then you would have to move it. I mean, that's not horrible. That's typical for me. I just move stuff around when I want to. It doesn't matter. Nobody's going to know. Who's going to know? Nobody's going to know. Ooh, this looks so natural and pretty. Look, we were only required to use 2. I've got 1 extra stem that I can say, oh, I'll use that for something else. I love it when we're able to be efficient with our materials. All right, let me look at it and see where it could use another piece of greenery. You know what? I don't even see a place that this could go. mean, we're pretty much filled up to the top, unless it were right here. And I don't really like it there unless it was cut. So let's just say we're going to cut this, make it smaller. Yeah, that's fine. So what I did in that instance, this was too long, so I went ahead and just cut it to fill in that little bitty spot right there. And now we can put this other little piece in the back. Okay, here we have it. Now, you could totally stop here. I have some other fun elements that are going to be added to kind of make this a little more festive, but you could stop at this point if you wanted to, because it's full and it's got a good look to it. But I have some rockets and stars. We're going to cut up a little bit of this. I may not use this one pick. I've got two, but you know, we may not need to. Let's tear this apart. And we are going to put a pick on this because it's not very sturdy once I ripped it apart. Get the tag off. Now I am going to rip this rocket out of each one of these. That's why I love pick machines, because you can make your own picks. Like, I'm going to put those two things together. And make my own pick to fit what I'm trying to do. Okay. Let's add in some of these rockets. Oh, this is really going to set it off. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, that makes me happy. Okay, let's split this pick up into some pieces. Fabulous. Now that really does help set this apart. Okay, let's put some stars over here. It really does help when you're able to pull these things apart and use them in different ways. All right. How about we put a rocket up here on the little pot? So I've got that squiggly going this way. I'm going to make this one go this way. I'm going to kind of put it out here to the side. Remember, hold that pot while you're working with it, just to kind of steady it. Let me see what we have left. We have this left. I think this would be really cute, kind of coming down in the front like that. Let's see. Put it right on the edge. And then have that squiggly kind of coming down. So that blue up against that red pot. Yes. Yes, please. Give it to me. Give me all the goodness. Look at this, y'all. All right, we've got one more pick left from this one stem. Let's put it in the back. So I'm going to stick it right back here. And then we're going to step back and take a look at it and just awe and wonder. Look at this. Y'all, we did it. We made a 4th of July arrangement. I would love to have this at any party. Again, if you wanted to switch it up and use it for a patriotic event that's not the 4th of July, just put some little flags in here and you are ready to entertain your guests. There's the front. And here is the back. Look what we did. We made a 4th of July / patriotic arrangement. Such fun. I know you're going to love to do this and put your own little interpretation on it. And I can't wait to see what you come up with. Until next time, bye-bye.